Hello, here is Papa Alpha 5 Hotel Romeo, and I will show you how it works with the update, the firmware update from the radio Fox Tango 710. And I want to update this radio, and in the beginning I had some problems, and I want to update every file, and and I have some problems in the beginning. And behind that I came behind that you must update every one file together. One file for one file. But how it works I will show you in this video. Thank you for watching and 73. Here's Papa Alpha 5 Hotel Romeo. So, first of all, when you want to update your 710 from Yaesu, there is a new firmware out, then you must use an SD card. And you must download the file from the yaesu.com site, and you must unpacking this firmware and then copy to this SD card, and then you switched your radio off, and you put the card into the radio and follow the instruction. Okay, let's go started. So if you use an SD card, you have to put this SD card into the radio, and you must format this card, and the radio will write some maps on this card, and later on you have to put the firmware here on this card. So how it goes I will show now. So you must go to the website from the yaesu.com. Here you see the website, and you must go to the Fox Tango 710, and then you go File, so, and you will see the update, and then you must download the file, and that I show you later. You must unpacking the file, and how it goes I show you later. So when you have downloaded the file, you will see this, and you have to unpack this file in the new folder, and I have made this folder here, the FT710 update, and then you can open it here, and you will see the software here, and then you must copy this here into the folder what you have created. So this folder here, okay, you see the same in this folder, and that you have to copy on your SD card. So when you have put the SD card in your computer, you have to copy these files here. I will show you. I go into my SD card. In that case, this is the SD card. And you will see the folder here. When you have formatted the card with a transceiver, you have this folder, you open this folder, and you make a copy from the files I showed you earlier, and then the files coming here. Here on it, very important, you copy the files only here, not here. You open this folder here, and you have to copy the files here. So then, when you have copied the files here, you can go and put the card into your transceiver. Before you can make the software update, the firmware update, you have to switch the radio off. Then you put your SD card into the radio and switch the radio on. So, okay, and then you have to go to the menu and extension settings and SD card, and you can see, but very important, after the firmware update you have to make a reset. And yes, before you make the reset, you can save your settings, and you go to the menu on save settings, and you can, after the firmware update, put your settings back to the radio. That's very important to save your settings on the SD card before you make the firmware update. So, and you can see here the software version, and I have update now, and that is a new software version here on the radio. But you go back, extension settings and SD card, and scrolling down, and then you see firmware update. You go on the firmware update, done, and you will see what is new and the firmware files. But you cannot select all together and will update your radio, but that I have done, but I have all the way a problem with the update, and the issue was the update failed. But you can update only one file to the same time. That will say, so here select the display, and you can update this driver, and then you have to select here the main and deselect this, and so on. Here DSP and STR and so forth and so forth. But only one file to the same time is possible, otherwise you will fail it with a firmware update. So 1 to 1, and when you have update your transceiver, you must I cancel it here because I have to make the update, and you have to switch off the radio, otherwise the radio will switch off automatically, and then you have to switch on the radio, and the same procedure for every file you must update is the same. And you can only one file to the same time update, otherwise you have a problem and you see the failed update. So I hope it was understandable a little bit, and it's not so very difficult, but the during from the update is a little bit a longer time, so it takes some minutes, but no problem, it will work very well when you update one file to the same time, 1 to 1, 1 to 1. And after the update you have to make a reset. When you have done the firmware update and the radio is automatically switched off, then I switched off the radio, and the radio is switched off. On the update, to make completely, you have to do a reset, and you have to do the reset with this knob here, the DSP reset, and the fine-tuning knob here under the VFO. You must push this button together and switch on the power button. Then you have reset your radio, and you can then put back your load settings. I switch the radio on. And then you can go here in the menu, extension settings, SD card, and then menu load back to your radio, and then you have your old settings back into the radio, and the update is done. So I hope it was a little bit understandable, and I know I'm not so very professional, but maybe you understand what the meaning is from the update from the radio Fox Tango 710. So a few words about the Fox Tango 710 and the firmware update, and important things. Point one is you have to use a SD card. You have seen that in the video, and you have to download the software on yaizo.com, and you have to unpack the software into a new folder. You have seen that in the video, and copy to the SD card. Before you put the SD card in the radio, your radio must switch off, and then you can put your card into the radio and follows the instruction in my video here. And when you have done the firmware update, but that is my own experience, what I have done here with the radio, I can only update one file in the same time. But when I start with the update, with the firmware update, I have select all files, and the radio will not update because I have only a failed update here. So behind that, I came behind that you can only update one file to the same time. That is very important. Maybe that is in my case the situation. Maybe some other people have not the problem. I don't know, but my experience is this firmware update, I can only one file to the same time. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and always the same procedure. So that is the last what I can say with the firmware update, and the rest you can see that here in this video. Thank you for watching, and hope I can help someone with this video here, and hope we hear us on the frequency 73. Here is Papa Alpha 5 Hotel Romeo. Bye.